Welcome, everybody, to another amazing show. I can't wait to you see who I have coming on. But before I bring her on, I want you to first to see that. Do you see what's up in the look? One of the corners, you guys. You know I can't even get it right. Tonight's show is sponsored by Vision Made Magazine. Let me ask you: are you searching for your what's next, or are you sitting at a cubicle, even looking around the corner, saying, "Okay, what can I do?" If you're looking for, or if that's you, or you're even wanting more for your what's next, check out Vision Made Magazine. Vision Made Magazine is a quarterly woman empowerment magazine that comes in with amazing stories. And their stories are written by these women. And actually, we have a couple men that are writing for Vision Made Magazine. It is a quarterly magazine. It is empowering you to go after your what's next. It inspires you to have to face sometimes our hard obstacles that we face, right? So those, I won't say obstacles, those hard challenges that we have to face. May it be we need to be healthy and be more healthier, or may it be wealthy as in wealthy in our pockets. But note that Vision Made Magazine is your go-to magazine that can inspire you and catapult you to your what's next. If you're looking for the current, or if you're interested in getting a current issue of Vision Made Magazine, text me at 614-674-0074 and put in magazine, and someone will be with you to get that to you. So, are you ready? Go grab your pen and paper. Oh, I brought my water today. Grab your water, because nuggets are going to be dropped and you're going to be parched to keep up with what's getting ready to drop. So tonight's show, I am bringing on Dr. Wallach. I think their name. Y'all know I'm messing it up because I'm so excited. But the doctor, she is a relationship expert. Y'all who don't need some, I was back there asking questions. So I even said they were for me, but I know that you guys we all can gain some more nuggets and some more knowledge on how to better our relationship. And may it not be just about you, your spouse, your partner, but what about just the relationship for you and your girlfriends? So without further ado, let me bring on our amazing, did we lose her? No. Let me bring on our amazing doctor to the show. Hello, doctor.
Hello. You can call me Dr. Jeni. My last name is Wallach. You got it, Pamela.
Hello, Dr. Jeni. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm so excited to be here and have this conversation with you, Pamela.
Oh, me too. You see, look, I almost got engrossed in our conversation in the back in the green room. I almost forgot us to go coming forward. But before we jump into it, can you tell everybody just a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah. So my name is Dr. Jeni Wallach. I am the co-founder and CEO of Powerful Love Relationships with my partner and soulmate, Calvin O'Seeley. So yes, we do relationships together and business together and parenting together. I was just telling Pamela how it invites a whole next level of relationship skillfulness to do all the things. But our mission in this world is to revolutionize the way that people experience problems, solutions, and what it means to love in their relationships. Because what we found is that most of us do not know or have never been taught how to do relationships really well. And the truth is that our relationships are foundational to our well-being in every part of our life, right? So by kind of just assuming that we should know how to do relationships, we stumble through them and end up struggling, unhappy, unfulfilled, and certainly not experiencing the potential that our relationships, and in particular our love relationships, but truly all of our relationships, have to enrich and expand our lives. So I'm all about helping particularly women, visionaries, change makers, leaders, to unlock that within themselves, step into their own relational power and leadership, and start to experience the kind of relationships that most people only dream of.
And I think that's so important. I'm really excited to even talk about, just for like you said, women. I mean, that's who our targeting audience.
Yeah.
So let's go into it for more of that meaning. Many women 45 feel like their life has passed them by. We talk about
Hmm.
that. And I know how it is. I don't know how old you are, but I can totally relate to this. What do you say to the woman who thinks it's too late to find love? And it doesn't have to mean necessarily love for a partner. It could be love for herself. And
Hmm.
so what would you say to that woman?
You know, I would say that it's never too late. It is never too late. In fact, that you have the desire to find love or find a better quality love or a more meaningful love, whether it's with yourself or with a partner or just experiencing a shift in the marriage that you already have, it's never too late. The desire for that level of love is your invitation. It's like a spiritual or higher self calling to let you know that it is possible. And now you just have to walk through the door and take the steps toward that. But I think that's where a lot of people get stuck because they don't know what that looks like. How do I take those steps? What do I do to create that next level love, to create that better relationship experience in my life? And that's where I want to come in and help.
So and you're right that taking that first step is hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those of us that, over 45, you've already kind of experienced life and you're starting to already fallen into that groove, and to find something new or create that new relationship, it's kind of hard. And so with that being said, not necessarily, I won't say hard. I will say it's a little difficult because now you're in your mind, you've created doubt, you
Mm-hmm.
created fear, and you created so much else, then that then leads to down to the road of, okay, and I feel that's also how becoming the introvert person, as we hear it, how that has started to come ahead,
Mm-hmm.
if I should say. What would you say to someone like that? They're like, yeah, I'm that's just me. That's me all
Mm-hmm.
together.
Um, so I think the first thing I would say is that 100% changing anything in our lives, shifting anything in our lives to go after a dream for something better, to follow a heart's calling, a desire, it's going to take courage. Whether you're introverted or extroverted, um, it, the relationship space in particular takes courage because we have to be able um, to practice vulnerability,
Mhm.
to let our guard down, to do some healing work, to speak our truths, to ask for what we really deserve, to trust that we're worthy of more and better.
Mhm.
Right? We have to be willing to let go of some of the stuff that we've gathered over all of our years of life. And I'm in it. I'm in my mid 40s. So I get all of the shit that we bring with us
Mhm.
in what feels like this is who I am now. But here's the thing that most of us don't realize. Who you are is a matter of choice. And
Mhm.
you get to evolve who you be, right? We get to decide. That doesn't mean changing like the core of your personality, but a lot of our personality are just learned behaviors, are just beliefs, are just patterns and programming, many of which we haven't consciously chosen.
Right.
And so a big part of the work that we do in our programs is what we call liberation work, which is the work that supports us in shedding some of those patterns and programming, those beliefs, those mindsets, those limitations, the trauma and baggage that we carry with us, and liberating ourselves from that so that we can step into who we really want to be. So we can become the version of ourselves that is ready to receive the kind of love and relationships, the kind of expansion and improvement in our lives that we're craving shifting into.
Mm. I love that. Here's the part. I'm look. I already wrote down my notes. I already you're dropping nuggets already. Doing the healing.
Mm.
Okay, right there alone, girl, you'll be working on me probably for the rest of the year and some. Because, I mean, we all have don't and let's be honest, we all have trauma, right?
100%.
And so it's all about though, how are we going to handle this trauma? Are we going
Yes.
to face it head on? Are we going to keep it in? And I think, and what I have learned, as I said, I've been working on myself, learning to keep it in doesn't do anything. It makes it worse actually, because then I'm carrying it on to the next. And I have to learn how to grow. In order to grow, I've learned, and I'm telling people, you have to go head first and just
Yeah.
keep going, but have a good support system to rely on.
Mm-hmm.
But the healing is the hard part. And let me ask you this: how does healing from the past relationship wounds play a role in attracting a healthy love?
I mean, it's everything in attracting a healthy love. So I'm pausing for a second because my mind wants to go a couple of different places. One of my core beliefs about relationships, Pamela, is that they are divinely designed to invite us into our personal growth and healing journey. Like, we can do our trauma healing work outside of relationships, right? We can go to therapy, or we could do ayahuasca, or we could, get into yoga and meditation, whatever it is that you feel called toward on your healing journey. And kudos for doing that, right? Like, we all need to do that, because you're
Yes.
absolutely, we all have trauma. But as soon as we get into a relationship, or when we're in a relationship, we're going to find that there's stuff from that history, from our traumas, that's still getting triggered, that we thought we were healed from, that it was over, and it's still getting brought up, because that's part of the divine design of our relationships. Because there is something about the vulnerability of connecting so deeply with another person, of having to trust and rely on someone else, of putting your heart in another person's hands, that activates a lot of sensitivities. And because they are a different person and another human, it is inevitable that who they are is going to cross wires with who you are, or is going to touch on some of those sensitive spots and bring something up for you in a different way that you didn't realize it. But the gift in that, and this is one of the things that we teach our clients too, right, is this paradigm shift of recognizing that our problems are not problems. They're gifts, resources, and opportunities. They're invitations for transformation. They're like the trailhead that says, follow this path and see where it leads so you can heal it.
Right.
And without that opportunity, we're not aware of what needs to be healed. And yet, like, we will keep repeating those patterns. We will keep stumbling upon the stuff that isn't healed until we recognize that this is part of our shit, and we need to look at it and look at what needs to be healed about it. And that's courage work too.
It is, but that's the hard part. I mean, a lot of us don't want to. The courage, it is hard. It is very hard. I've talked to so many women. They're like, I can't do it. I'm like, you can. If I can do it, then anybody can do it. But also too, I think also too, and something that I feel that it's missed or needed, I don't know which one I want to say, is self-love. Because you have to self-love yourself, and understanding that relationship with you is so important, that you're allowed to go out and find self-love. You love that next person.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is part of that healing work, and part of what is often activated within us is those places where we don't love ourselves, because we accept the love we think that we deserve.
Right.
And so that when we experience this tension of like, of problems or challenges in our relationship is an opportunity to look at, like, what does loving me here
Right.
look like? But even more than that, I like to speak to the idea that who we are is connected to the people that we are trying to be in relationship with. So it's
Right.
a move away from, right, this individualistic, like, I deserve this and I'm going to do me and you do you, and into a relational mindset, relational intelligence, where we recognize that if I want to be treated better, then I'm going to, how I react or respond to this other person is going to influence how they treat me. So if I want to love myself, then how I love other people is going to improve how I love myself. And how I love myself is how I'm going to improve how I love other people. And how I respond to other people in how they love me is going to affect what I receive and what I allow. And it's like, so there's this shift, even in loving ourselves, away from being like just having to do all of my own work to this relational lens,
Right.
where it's like our partner's not responsible for fixing us,
Right.
right, or making us better, or filling the holes that our traumas have left. We're responsible for that. And our partner gets to partner with us.
Right.
We can ask for their support in our healing and growth journeys. We can use their love for us and the way they see us to support our own self-love journeys. Right. So there's a both and, even to the self-love part, that I think is missing, especially for us women, in thinking that we need to do everything ourselves. And
Right.
God, Pamela, we already do so much ourselves. Like, we're already doing so much emotional labor and mental labor in our families and in our careers. And we have to work so much harder than men to, like, get ahead. And then when you get intersections of race or sexual orientation or gender identity, right? Like, there's so many layers to this. And I know, like, none of us want to have to do more work.
Right.
And what I want to say to those who are listening is, girl, this isn't about doing more work. This is about learning how to do more effective work, to make the work you've got to do easier, even in the self-love, even in the personal growth journey. I'm all about taking the hard work out of it. Yeah, it takes courage. It also takes energy, right? Like, we got to invest the energy to do it.
Absolutely.
Some time and attention. But it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to feel like work.
I agree. Because we do think, again, when you see this big animal that's put in front of you, you're like,
Yes.
okay. Then, and then, like you said, the energy, and then the energy comes in. Is it going to be positive energy, or is it going to be negative energy, or is it going to be, okay, you know what, I'm going to just simply shut down and just call it, and just live it that way. And so I agree with you. The energy is so important, and I feel that it does have the driving force or the movement force of how you will approach it. But knowing to going in to create the positivity of the mind. I'm always about being positive. I'm the person that will take. I'm the one. I just even told somebody, I'll take some lemons and we're gonna figure out how we're gonna make lemonade and call it. That's what I'm saying. But it does take energy. But also I've learned to create boundaries too.
Yes.
And I know that's what we talked about. And I need everyone to understand. And the reason why, because I hear so many women over that 45 that don't. When I said self-love, oh my God, I think I had a couple that I was going to have to do some CPR on. One was like, she looked at me like, self-love, what is that? And I told her, and she's like, girl, please. And then another one, it was like, okay, I'm not even the right person to say this, but ladies, let's pull it together. And so the self-love, and I do get it. Don't get me wrong, I do get the energy. But while I'm on this earth, I'm gonna give the best energy that I can. Can't no one say I didn't give it a good whack at it and call it.
That's right.
So what do you take? What does it, or what ingredient? Look, what kind of ingredient does it take to have this powerful love?
That's a great question. I think there's three ingredients in our powerful love method. Um, it's it's learning. We need to become aware of how we can do relationships differently.
Okay.
Again, we've not been taught how to do relationships, and relationships, I think, are arguably one of the most sophisticated skill sets we can learn. And they
Right.
are a skill set that we can learn and master. We can learn and master communication and emotional regulation and conflict resolution and a connection to our bodies and intimacy and passion, right? Like we can learn those, but we
Yeah.
have to make a decision to learn them and recognize that all of our shoulds about how things should go, that we
Yes.
should be able to do this, that we should have it figured out, that we shouldn't fight, like all of that needs to go out the door. And we have to open ourselves up to learning what we may not know.
Yeah.
The second thing is what that liberation work that I mentioned. So there's a lot that that's the healing journeys that we do. That's the releasing patterns and the dance that you're stuck in. The way
Yes.
that you automatically, like, quick brain react when someone upsets you or when you feel hurt. It's undoing, deprogramming some of that, and freeing yourself to show up in a more conscious and empowered way in your relationships. You're not just reacting when something shows up within you or outside of you,
Right.
but rather like slowed down and anchored enough to
Mhm.
respond consciously. That's where all of your power is
I
in
love
being able to consciously respond.
I
And
love
then
it.
the third ingredient is something that we call leading with love. Leading with love is about recognizing that you are influencing your relationships. You are leading your relationships one way or another, right?
Mhm.
Even if we're talking about your relationship with yourself, how you respond, how you react, it influences what happens next. So no matter what, we understand, like, we have an influence on our relationships. We are leading, we are directing. Leading with love means taking ownership of that influence and being intentional about it, choosing how we want to lead, how we want to consciously respond from a place of love. And that doesn't mean that we are placating our partners or always making them feel good. Sometimes love is telling a truth that is painful to hear. Sometimes love is setting boundaries. Sometimes love is letting someone go. Right? Love can look like a lot of different things. But
True.
when you hold the paradigm that the loving thing to do is what will lead to the highest good and growth and evolution of everyone in the system, which is my best understanding of what love is, right? It's an extension of ourselves for the
Right.
good of all involved. We can start to see, like, what the loving thing is. Like, by saying this, I might cause you pain, but it allows you to make an informed decision. It honors my truth. It addresses a problem that then unlocks the door for us to get to a solution and create the kind of relationship that's honest and truthful and authentic, as opposed to not rocking the boat and talking about it, but then there's resentment, for example.
Right.
So this is the leading with love for us is like the I think the most nuanced and yet transformational piece of our system and the way that we support people in changing, because it asks us to really look at ourselves and identify how we can be a part of the creation of what it is we want to experience. How can I be a part of the solution? And part of that question also means looking at how might I be a part of what's not working? How my reactions or my mindset or my my mood, what I'm doing, what I'm not doing, how might that be contributing to what's not working in the relationship?
That's
And there again, courage comes in and a willingness to like to invest energy in this. But when you put those three things together, oh my God, the transformation that can happen, the quality of love, of self-empowerment, of self-freedom, of ease that we can create in our lives, in all of our relationships. You know, a lot of our clients come to us wanting to work on their marriages, and then they leave realizing that what they've done is worked on themselves and who they be in relationships, which makes them a better mother, a better businesswoman, a better sister, a better friend, and a better partner, right? And just better for themselves. And it's one of the most beautiful things to witness happen.
Oh, I know it. I can only imagine. I
Mm-hmm.
can feel it. I can truly feel it in the excitement. So I
Yeah.
do understand that. So before we look, we're already halfway through. Like I told you, I could talk all day.
Oh, gosh.
I could talk all day. But I love this, but it's true, and I'm glad we talk about it. And it needs to be talked about, because let's be honest, how many times do you hear your girlfriend talk about, girl, how's your love relationship?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and being so true, to be honest to ourselves. So with that being said, we have women around, we're going to talk about women right now, women around the world that are listening to us and watching us, and they're sitting there like, okay, this sounds like me. What one piece of advice can you give to them, like they can implement today, right now, that can help them with the relationship?
What a great question. My one piece of advice would be to pay attention to you. It's so easy to see what someone else is doing or not doing, how they're acting or reacting that doesn't feel good for you. And trying to get another person to change is so hard. I mean, we influence and we affect them, but like telling them, even if we say it nicely, what they're doing wrong and what we need and how we want them to change, like people don't typically like to receive the message that they're not good enough already and that they need to do something different. And so that creates the defensiveness. So if you want to start changing your relationship now, start by looking at paying attention to you. What's going on with you? How are you responding? Where is your power? I'll give you the most powerful question that we teach our clients. And so much of our work really comes down to this. And if you can get this, you can absolutely change your relationships. And the question is this: what next move can I make that is more likely to take my relationship in the direction that I ultimately desire? What next move can I make that is more likely, because we can't promise that anything's going to happen, we can't control the other people, but more likely to take my relationship in the direction that I ultimately desire? And I say ultimately desire because in a moment, if we look at like what I want now might be to like tell you to fuck off.
Right.
Or never speak to you again.
Exactly.
But ultimately, our desire is to have a good relationship, to have a powerful relationship, to be in connection, to feel safe, to be able to express ourselves, to be seen, to feel supported, to be energized by our relationship, right? So like if how you're responding now is going to cut your partner down or be likely to leave them feeling like a failure or activate their defensiveness and create a conflict, even if it feels like you're just standing up for yourself, there is a way to stand up for yourself, love, that is still kind and loving, yet also firm and assertive. So we look for those ways. This isn't about like becoming a doormat and not saying anything and just keeping the relationship calm, because that also will not get you what you ultimately want. Because what you ultimately want is to be able to speak and share your thoughts and feelings and be heard and cared about, right? So we need like, that's the question. And finding the answer may be difficult, especially if you've never seen what that could look like and you don't know any other way than what your nervous system is telling you to do in reacting in this moment. But slow down, love. Slow down and sit with that question. And just by the simple act of asking it and reflecting on it, you're going to get little bits of inspiration,
Mm-hmm.
little bits of consciousness and love that are going to direct you to do something a little bit different. And it might not seem like much, but I promise it's going to build momentum. And the more you do that, and the more you take ownership of your part in the relationship dance, and you worry about your steps that you're taking, the more empowered you're going to be to create and to attract and to embody the kind of relationships that you desire to have. So pay attention to you.
I like that. Pay attention. Tasha said, that's good. I told y'all. I hope y'all I've been writing down my nuggets. So Dr. Jeni, if someone wanted to get in touch with you, what would be the best way that they can get in touch with you?
Two best ways. First would be to send me an email. You can get a hold of us at connect@powerfullove.com. So you have the powerfullove.com and the little scrolly thing here. So that's our email, connect@powerfullove.com. Powerful Love, one word, one L shared between the two words. The other way is to follow me on Facebook. I'm old school. Calvin says I should switch to Insta. I am on Insta, but I'm not on there very much. I'm on Facebook. So DM me on Facebook. You can find me at Jeni, Jeni .Wahlig, WAHLIG. Or you can find our business page, Powerful Love. But I am happy to be available to answer questions, to hop on a call, to support you however I can. My mission is to support as many relationships in transforming with those of us who are motivated to transform them, which typically tends to be we women, as I possibly can. So I'd love to hear from you.
That's cool. So I definitely will put that in the show notes. You guys be on the lookout for it. So at this point in time of our show, I do a rapid response, rapid questions.
Ooh.
Are you up for it?
I'm up for it, of course.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Love at first sight, fantasy or fact?
Ooh, fact.
Ooh, okay. Most powerful love language in your opinion?
Your partners.
Oh, I like that. I never thought of that. Text or phone call for early dating?
Text.
Okay. What makes a relationship powerful in one word?
In one word?
In one word.
Accountability.
Ooh, I like that. Oh, that's a hard one. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite movie for a grown woman?
It's hard because most of my favorite movies are kid movies. I'm gonna have to think on that.
Okay, that's okay. Is closure overrated or necessary?
Closure is necessary, though I don't think that what we think of closure is the closure that we need.
Gotcha. What age is a woman in her prime?
40s.
I know that's right, girl.
Yeah.
That's right. And the last question, complete the sentence. Powerful love starts with
you, girl.
Yes, I love it. So those were my questions. I thought that would be fun. I always do that with everybody.
I love it.
Yay. So real quick, doctor, as we get ready to wrap up our show, I'm always talk about book on the shelf. I love to read. I have 90 Audible books and I have 2 bookshelves full of books.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite book? And if so, what is that favorite book you like to share with the audience?
We're talking just like favorite book in general, or
just in general?
Oh, gosh, there's so many good ones.
Oh.
I know. Okay. So I think my favorite book has shifted. It used to be Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card, a sci-fi fantasy person. But I will say that Naomi Novik's Uprooted has taken the place for first place. That book, if you enjoy fantasy,
Yes.
For me, felt like I was eating candy. And I read it on Audible, but it was just like every page, it wasn't a slow start. It was just like deliciousness all the way through. It was so enjoyable. It's just so good. So I would recommend that one.
Love it. Look, wrote it down. I'm gonna have to add that to my book collection. Tasha had responded. I don't know if you can see what Tasha wrote down at the bottom. She said, "That's right, because I've always felt needing closure." We all do. I mean, you're not the only one. We always do. So, doctor, also too. So, as you're doing all this amazing work, amazing work, what is your what's next?
My what's next? Oh, I love what's next. There's always a what's next. Yeah. You know, we're always growing and evolving. So what's next for me is expanding our reach in this business. I love speaking. So if anyone listening has a podcast and would like to have another conversation, please let me know. But I hope to, start traveling more to speak. The other thing Cal and I are working on is transformational retreats for couples, small groups, deep connection and transformation. I'm really excited to get my hands in doing retreats with folks. And in our own relationship, we are we're always evolving and refining the work that we do. Every client, every challenge that we have, because as much as we're experts at this, we still fall back into the same old patterns. And so what's next is to continue to learn and grow and become even better ourselves so that we can deliver even more powerful transformation to the folks that we are so privileged to work with.
Well, I can't wait to see your what's next. We'll have to stay.
Thank you.
It's going to be
cool. Thank you so much.
So as we do, this is it. This is our last one. So I always let you amazing guests leave that last word or piece of advice. What would that be for everybody?
My last words and advice, Pamela, would be to allow yourself to believe that the relationship you desire to have is possible for you, and that you don't have to leave the relationship you're in. You don't have to go searching for the one. The way to the relationship of your dreams is by becoming you, by becoming who you are being called to be in order to receive, in order to live, in order to experience that kind of love, those kinds of relationships. So this is a personal journey and an empowering journey, and it's one that can change and improve every other aspect of your life when you go on it.
I love it. Thank you, Dr. Jeni. This was so much fun. This was a blast. I mean, we have to have you back and see.
Thank you.
Relationships. But I'm gonna put you in the green room, so don't hang up, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Thanks, Sal.
Okay, everybody. So today was all about relationships. And I want you to understand that relationships is for you to become the you can be. Understand that it calls a lot of, it does calls for some work. But we even talked about the energy that it brings. But man, does it feel good. And we talked about how it feels once we've done that. So I hope this show has empowered you, inspired you to know the importance of relationships, not just with you, your spouse, your partner, but for you. This is for you. This was to soothe you, to know you can have the relationship you want and know that it's all about you. And y'all know I'm all about talking about it's all about me. So I want you to know it's all about you. Go out here and live your life to the fullest because we only get one life, right? So do it. Become you, become that relationship. And doing the work, it does come with energy, but it's good energy and it's okay. So until next week, everyone, thank you, Tasha, for coming in. I love the energy that you're bringing and the questions and everything that you're dropping. I appreciate you. So you all, you know how I do it. I bring on another amazing guest as I did this week. I'll have another one for next week. Until then, note that if you're looking to connect with me and you're ready to work on your what's next, you can text me at 614-674-0074. Oh, you guys, guess what I just dropped this week so we can work on do some self-work, self-worth is I created a coloring book. I did an adult coloring book where we can do some coloring, and guess what? We can also do some chatting. If you're interested in getting that coloring book, you know how much it is? It's only $8. If you're interested in getting that coloring book, I am willing to also throw in 45 minutes of consultation with me. We can sit down, we can chat some more. Maybe ready to get your relationship moving on where you want it to be, or empowering you to work on your what's next. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and text me at 614-674-0074. Until then, you all take care. Have a great week. Look, and don't forget, stay hydrated. It's hot here, so I know it's hot where y'all at. Until then, have a good one, everyone. Bye.